What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're talking about some big bait cast reels that are great for swim baits, A-rigs, things like that. We're talking about the Tranx 300 and the Curado 300. And I'll tell you which one I like more. They're both really good reels, but we'll talk about them both now. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this sort of content. This channel is all about bass fishing, primarily gear, a lot of stuff on rods and reels, a lot of reviews, a lot of tackle trends, things like that. That's what I'm all about. So every week I'm posting videos about tackle, bass fishing stuff. So let's get into it. I'm gonna talk about reels because I'm getting ready to start fishing some heavier stuff. You know, all summer long I've been doing a lot of finesse fishing, a lot of, top waters, things like that. But it's time when it's starting to cool down around me where I'm gonna be throwing an A-rig, which is a big bait, big rig, and swim baits, things like that. So these are two reels that I use every winter, every fall. I mean, I find uses for them other times of year, but right now is a great time for them. So let's talk about the two reels. They are both from Shimano, obviously. This is the Tranx 300, 301, it's a lefty, and then the Curado K 300 size. It's a righty. So, obviously that's the main difference there. The color's a difference. But if you look at the actual frame and everything else, they look exactly the same. They have the same curves, the same features. I mean, they look identical to each other, but they are different. Notably the price, the Curado K 300 is $220, and then the Tranx is $299. So this is a more expensive reel, obviously, but it's also a beefed up reel. That's really the main difference between these two reels. They're both really good, they're both quality, they're heavy duty. The Tranx actually weighs an ounce more, which is pretty noticeable, even just holding it in my hand right here. But again, it's a heavy duty reel. The Tranx was made for both freshwater and saltwater, so it's got a lot of improvements that can help prevent corrosion, things like that. I mean, obviously you can fish the Curado salt or fresh, you just have to be a little more careful. But really, everything about the Tranx is more beefed up. It's got an aluminum side plate instead of a carbon, so that's why it's a little bit heavier. It's got stainless gearing versus aluminum gearing, so that's just gonna theoretically change the durability. I haven't noticed anything with either, but I have had the Tranx for much longer. I mean, I've had this for 7 or 8 years, and it's done well for me for throwing swim baits, A-rigs. This is also the reel that I use for my 10XD, the big giant crankbait. It's really good for it. This is a 5.8 to 1, so it's really good for that. I do a lot of different things with this, just swap out the line, and it's held up for me very well for, really, I got this about when it came out, and it is still incredibly smooth as I'm smacking that tag end on my hand there, but it's really, really smooth. No complaints with the performance. Now the Curado K, I have not used it near as long. I got it last year, and this is a 4.7, which is cool. It has a very, very slow retrieve. I mean, it also comes in a 6.6 to 1, but I like that 4.7 for slow rolling A-rigs and things like that, or even deep cranking. I did a little bit of that with this too, but the options of having different slower gear retrieves is really cool about the Curado. Like I said, this is a perfect A-rig setup. I have it on a Loomis A-rig rod. That is what I fish almost exclusively with this, and it's been excellent for that. So it is cheaper. It is a little bit lighter. It's more suited for freshwater. Obviously, you can use it in saltwater as well. But really, to kind of sum it up, both of these are very good reels. It just depends if you want to spend a little bit more to get something that's a little bit more beefed up with the Tranx. But I don't think you can go wrong with either of them. Both of them are very solid reels for swim baits, A-rigs, like I said, anything heavy duty that you need a bigger size reel. You can't go wrong with a 300 size. I also have a Daiwa Alexa. I was gonna include it in this, but it's a lot older reel, so it's kind of apples to oranges comparison. It's a really good reel as well, one of the previous generations, but it is not at the level of these two reels, in my opinion. But it is a good solid reel. So that's another one that is out there. Abu Garcia makes some different, beast reels, things like that. So there's a lot of bigger reels. I mean, they are kind of limited for their use. They're heavy, but they're perfect for swim baits. Again, like I said, A-rigs, anything where you need that beefier feel and something that could handle, 20, 25 pound fluorocarbon or, bigger braid. These reels are perfect for it. So I don't know if I solved the debate on it, but I could say that both of them are quality reels. It just depends on what you're looking to spend and what you're gonna use it for, but really can't complain about either of these two heavy duty reels from Shimano.